Okay, good morning, Daddies. Today I'll be presenting about
Morning.
protecting your lungs. Okay, so first of all, before we start, I'd like to emphasize a bit more about why we need to keep our lungs healthy. So every single cell in our body needs oxygen, and our lungs are playing the crucial role in transferring the oxygen into our bloodstream, which then brings it to our entire body. And it also lets out the carbon dioxide from our body when we exhale. Okay, and there's also a biblical aspect as to why we need to keep our lungs healthy. Is because God has created us fearfully and wonderfully, and our body is a temple of God. And so therefore we need to keep good care of our lungs. And here I also inserted a little Bible verse taken from 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19 till 20, which is, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you are bought at a price. Therefore honor God with your bodies." And also, by doing this presentation, I'm also taking a little part in Sustainable Development Goals, which is, or SDG, and specifically the third one, which is good health and well-being. Okay, so straight to how to keeping our lungs healthy. So there are a couple of ways that I put here. The first one is to stop smoking and to avoid secondhand smoke. The second one is to maintain a good posture. So, when you're sitting down, don't slouch, but keep it nice and straight, your back. And the third one is to eat foods that are full in antioxidants. The fourth one is to exercise regularly. It can be aerobic exercises or just any kind of exercise. And the fifth one is to minimize exposure to outdoor air pollutants. And the last one is to improve indoor air quality, and you can use tools like indoor air filters and others. Yes. Okay, and here I have, there's some foods that you can eat for healthy lungs. The first one are beetroots, and then there's apples, turmeric, bell peppers. It can actually be any peppers, like chili peppers are also good for your lungs. And then pumpkin, tomatoes, and green tea. Okay, now coming to the breathing exercises. So I inserted 2 breathing exercises here. The first one is the pursed lip breathing technique. So here's, let me demonstrate a bit. So the first step is you breathe, you inhale through your nose slowly for 2 counts. So, and then you let out your breath from your mouth, but make sure that your lips are pursed. Like when you wanna whistle, or like blow, you do like, so yes, and try to make the exhale longer than your inhale. So for example, your inhale is 2 counts, make your exhale 4 counts. So yeah.
Do I have to hold my breath after I inhale?
After an inhale, no, just keep it 2 counts. Yeah, and then let out for 4 counts. And so some of the benefits by doing this kind of pursed lip breathing technique is that it controls shortness of breath. It also keeps the airways open longer, and it can also reduce stress. Yeah. And that's why sometimes when you see people stressed, they breathe, let it out. Yes. And okay, the second breathing technique is the diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing. So apparently all babies, when they're just born, they all do diaphragmatic breathing. So here, unlike usually when you inhale, I think most of us let our belly suck in, but this time you need to let your belly go out. So when you inhale, actually there's a step to do this. So you put one hand on your chest and another hand on your belly, just like this. Yes. And then when you inhale, you let your belly go out. It might be a bit hard at first, but when you get a hang of it, it can help. And when you exhale, you try to press your belly, because you want your belly in. So when you exhale, you press your belly. Yes, just like that. Yes. And usually you can also do this while you're laying down. That's actually a good position to do this kind of breathing in. So just like that.
So this diaphragmatic breathing is completely the opposite of the previous one.
Yes, yes.
Because naturally when you inhale, you tend to expand your lungs
your chest,
right?
area, yes, yes.
And then tighten up your belly area a little bit.
Mhm.
But this is
The
exactly
opposite.
the other way around.
Yeah, but this is the better way. I think usually singers, when you sing, they also use this kind of breathing from your belly.
What is COPD?
Okay, so hold up. So the benefits are it strengthens your diaphragm, and it's also helpful for people with COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's basically people who have trouble breathing, and their airways are blocked. So this kind of breathing exercise can help them with their COPD. And last but not least, it's also slowed down your breathing, and it also makes your breathing more effective. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that is it for. Oh yeah, and also for those 2 breathing exercises, it is recommended that you do that 5 to 10 minutes for one time, and throughout the day you do it 3 to 4 times a day. Yes.
5 minutes of which one? Just choose one of them or both or what?
Yeah, you can just choose one of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so in conclusion, keeping your lungs are very important, as I said before, because it is a vital organ in your body. And by doing these exercises daily and eating foods, as I mentioned before, we can keep our lungs in a good condition. And I think this is also really relevant with our times right now, because it's a pandemic. People have problem breathing maybe. Yes, so that is the conclusion. Here are some of the references that I used for this project. And are there any feedback?
No, I think in this short but pretty concise presentation, you convey the points pretty well. And I'm sure a lot of people, they don't know or are not aware as much as they should have been on what is the proper technique of breathing, right?
Yes.
So, especially the
Diaphragmatic breathing.
diaphragmatic
Yes.
technique is a little bit uncommon,
Mhm.
but okay, good,
Yes.
good materials.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
you're
for
welcome.
listening to my
Thanks.
presentation and taking your time to listen to the
Sure,
presentation.
sure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.